Hey guys and girls, just driving home from my last auction which didn't sell. Had 4 or 5 scheduled today and only 2 actually proceeded to auction, and out of the 2, 1 did sell and it sold well. 5 registered. Go on Facebook and watch it. It's a 7-minute auction. Hello everyone, as I'm driving home, I'm on a freeway and I want to use this 10-minute commute to talk to you about the fact that there's a very large number of real estate girls and guys in recent times that when we have one-on-one sessions or when we have conversations on the phone, or I get, sought out to spend 5 minutes talking to a gym member, that I'm seeing an increasing number of them with a common theme of anxiety. And anxiety that seems to be triggered by the state of the market for many of the girls and guys I speak to. And it comes as no surprise at all, because if a real estate agent makes a livelihood out of listing and selling real estate, and you're dealing with consumers, and I've just had a consumer myself, I've just finished talking to a buyer that, you know what, if I was 15 years younger, I may have actually told him to fuck off. And I think that I'm wiser and I'm reaction free. And that's because he was putting an offer on a property that was probably about 20% under market value, that's already been discounted. And he wasn't really a serious buyer. But regardless, I mean, that offer was conveyed to the owner. But you can just imagine when you got vendors that have got unmet expectations and they're calling their real estate agent on a regular basis saying, what's happening? Have you got a buyer? Real estate agents do get stressed. They do get anxious. That's the first thing. The other reason why they're getting anxious is because they're making less money. And we know that if you look at any literature, finances and money problems is an issue that causes people stress and anxiety. So let's go through the causes of it. Number 1, you're making a little bit less money. Number 2, everything's such more of a grind. The buyers, the sellers are more of a grind. So here's my advice to anyone that at the moment is feeling, a little bit more uncomfortable with things in their life. The first thing I'd say is I cope with shit in my life by factoring suffering. I've already factored it in, just no different to the way a bank factors in bad debts. No different to a way that I factor in that I'm going to get about $1,500 worth of car park fines a year. I've already factored it in. I've already factored it in that, flights run late. So when they do run late, I'm not stressing. So number 1 is you've got to change the way that you look at a thing. And I always say to people, the problem is never the problem. The problem is the way that you look at the problem. So a good start in actually solving an issue and being solution focused is to change perspective. I think another issue that I think real estate people, very successful real estate people, often don't do is they never look back to where they came from. They're always forward looking, and they've always got this discontent between where they are now and where they should be. So they're always saying, but I should be there, or look at that agent, look how successful they are. And this comparison on where you want to be versus where you should be is a major cause of anxiety. I think it's really important that you actually sometimes stop, press the pause button, and look backwards and say, shit, look at where I came from. Look at how successful I've actually become. I never would have thought in my younger years things would have been that successful. So if you're someone that has had a decent run, don't forget, you have already survived 100% of your darkest days. As Luke says, baby steps every day. I'm telling you, I think that the smallest step in the right direction often becomes the biggest step in your life. So I would say that number one is factor in that there is suffering. Number two is don't just keep looking forward. That's called the gap. Look back a bit. The next thing I was going to say is when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Will this problem be a problem in a year? Will this problem be a problem in 5 years? If it's not, I don't think it deserves too much oxygen. And the other thing I'll say is whenever things are tough, a lot of times people participate in the problem. I myself, I've got to tell you, when I've had issues that are not business issues, even health issues, family issues, I always say to myself, Tom, are you participating in the problem or are you participating in the solution? So can you do me a favor? Would you mind actually sharing this video? And the reason why I want you to share this video is that this week, I walked out of a training session and a woman had gone to hang herself on a tree at Ipswich. It's quite extraordinary what actually happened. And this is one of the first times in my life as a real estate trainer at a seminar that I'd actually called the course off earlier because the air conditioning unit in the hotel at Ipswich had stopped working. The course was supposed to finish at 4 o'clock. And it actually finished at 3:30 because I could see the heat was unbearable. I also was sweating profusely, and I'd been actually that was my 5th seminar in 2 days, and I was about to get on a flight to Brisbane to head back to Sydney, and I had started to actually sweat, and I didn't want to smell too much, and I could tell people were sort of, uncomfortable. So I called the course early off, and we finished at 3:30, and you won't believe it. We walk out and a real estate agent ends up saving the life of a woman that hung herself on a tree. Extraordinary. So I believe in miracles. I really do. I mean, look at the miracle. Miracle number one is the air conditioning units broke down at the club at Ipswich. Miracle number two is that I decide to call off the training session early, which I never do. We finish at 3:30, not at 4. There is no one else at this area where this person was hanging at the tree. Miracle number three, we walk out and there's a real estate agent called Kirk who's there involved in actually saving the life of someone. So as Luke says, this video may save the life of someone. Please share it. If anyone is suffering at the moment, I want to let you know that take it from me. Whatever you're thinking about doing, procrastinate it. Do it another day. Do it tomorrow. You've just bought yourself another day because there's enough research to say if you procrastinate it enough, you'll not want to do it afterwards. So the other thing I'll say to you is, man, exercise. I'm going to tell you, if I'm ever super anxious, my default behaviors are exercise. The chemical endorphins that you get out of exercise are anti-anxiety. The next thing is a massage. Getting a nice remedial massage puts you in a state which is better than the state that you walked into the massage. But the most important thing I'll say is you've got to slowly learn to control your mind. And some people actually need help with that, and they should go off and see an expert, psychologist, therapist. Other people have got the ability to sort of do it through, self-development book. But, for me, if you can control your mind, you can control your life. I've never, ever, ever seen anyone have a positive life with a negative mind. And what you've got to learn to do is to be able to become a witness of your mind, not immersed in your mind. You've got to, in many ways, become your own life coach. And on that point, I'm going to recommend a book from my university lecturer, Dr. Anthony Grant, Coaching Yourself. guys and girls, I'm about to pop in, visit my mum. Then I'm going to pack. I'm heading to London. I'm going to London to speak at a conference in the UK, and I fly out tonight. So I hopefully have a good nap on the plane. And I've made sure that I've got the best bedding I can. I'm going with Qatar Airways business class, and they've got best, you know, when you take a night time. I will say hello to my mum, Luke. And I look forward to seeing you back. And when I return, by the way, this is the last time I'm dropping off my car off also. This car's going. It's served a good purpose for a few years. So it's goodbye to the Porsche. And it's good morning to the new car, which hopefully will be negotiated in the next half hour, because I need a car when I land back from London. And I'm getting myself a car called a Tesla, because I do like Elon Musk, and I think I'm going to give that a crack. Anyway, guys and girls, have a happy Saturday. I'll shoot some content while I'm in London.